Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Allison Lyon and I am a nature-inspired artist. In this video, I'm going to give you a complete tour of my at-home art studio. Let's do it! First, I'm going to show you some clips of my entire art studio, and then I will show you more in depth as we go on with this video. And also, if you want to watch all the previous studio tours from past years, they are linked down below in the description of this video. So we have this area over here. This is my printer that I use for art prints, and it's a Canon Pixma Pro 100. And then this is a Alex drawer from IKEA, and I'll show you what's inside some of these drawers. So it's just a bunch of random things. This is tissue paper and stickers for orders. And then I have some printer paper for prints. So these are some old paintings. And then I have like a cutter thing, and then in here is my, I forget what this is called, but it's from IKEA, and I had it on my wall, but I took it down and put it in here for now. Okay, and as we walk around this way, this is my table that I use the most in my art studio now. This is my oil painting palette, and I have a thing for paper towels. This is my acrylic palette that I really need to clean, my bucket for acrylics. Then this is another Alex drawer set from IKEA. Up here are some paintings, and then large sheets of watercolor paper and a drawing pad that is super big. So this is basically where I have everything that I want to lay flat that is really big. And in here are all of my oil paints. So these are my cool colors, and on this side are my warm colors. And I was going to organize this to look pretty, but this is honestly how it usually looks. So it's a mess. And then in here are my brushes. So these brushes I use a lot for water-based mediums like acrylics or watercolor. And then in here, these are my oil painting brushes. I'm just being honest, I haven't really cleaned these drawers, so these are just how they usually are. So I have some reference pictures, and I have some stencils for like spray paint, and I have another like an acrylic palette pad thing, more reference pictures. And here are some paintings that I need to continue working on in the future. I want to make them look better. And here, this is all paper and stuff that I use for collage. So yeah, I have a bunch of like handmade paper, vintage envelopes, stuff I find at antique stores or Etsy. In here I have some mark making supplies and gold leaf stuff. So I have oil pastels, I have water soluble wax pastels, gold leaf supplies. These are all of my markers that I have, Pashka and Krink markers, more gold leaf, but this is imitation gold leaf. And then I have other stuff in here. This is just a bunch of random watercolor scrap paper and watercolor pads. So yeah, I have like arches, some student grade paper that I don't think I'll use ever. But yeah, I have some arches down there, Stonehenge paper. And then in here are like canvas pads, gesso boards, wood panels. This is my cart. This cart I believe is from Target, I think. Either that or IKEA. And all this here is spray paint. So I have some spray paint, and I have this cap cleaner for spray paint, and just some tools like pencils, markers, brushes, palette knives, stuff like that. In this tier, I have my acrylic paint. So I have my smaller tubes of paint here in this area. And then back here are my larger tubes. And then in here I have my high flow acrylic paints as well as some alcohol inks. And then on the bottom tier is just some random things. I have some mediums for acrylic painting like glazing, matte medium, and stuff like that, and also for collage. And I have some tape, and this is alcohol, which you can use to make some cool texture for your acrylic painting or watercolor. And this area is where I do my painting, at least on my easels. So this painting is finished and it's actually in my shop, AllisonLyonArt.com, if you wanted to check it out. And this painting here is a work in progress. It's not done yet. And this painting is done. It's in my shop. And this painting here is a work in progress. And this fox painting is finished and it's also in my shop. And then up above is a shelf that my husband put up for me. And yeah, I have some plants. These are pothos plants that I don't know what it is, but it's always unhappy. And I have an older oil painting and some nature inspired books up there. And over here I have this drawer compartment that's from IKEA that I use to organize my stickers in, which I'll show you here in a second. I have a fern plant, and then these here are old books that I found at an antique store that I use for collage. So this is like a old dictionary here that I've put in my paintings. And then this is like an old ledger from the 1800s, which I think is so cool. So here's a page in it if you want to see. Yeah, so cool. I think that says 1852, 1840. Anyways, I just wanted to show you this. I think it's really cool. So here is just a look at some of these drawers of my stickers. I do have some stickers that I sell in my shop, AllisonLyonArt.com. So this is how I kind of organize them. And then I have like an antique sewing drawer here. I actually collect these. I have a lot of them throughout my house. But yeah, isn't it so beautiful? Anyways, yeah, I have some like older brushes in it and some oil painting mediums. And this is an old library card catalog. And I won't show you what's in every drawer, but I'll just show you what's in some. So these are some like handmade watercolor paints, glitter watercolor paints from Alexa Carabin. And watercolor paints from KMS Watercolor. So this library card catalog I use to organize a lot of my watercolor supplies and other kinds of art supplies. And I really need to put labels in here. I've been wanting to do that for years and I just haven't yet. And now we're at this desk here. So this desk I use to mainly paint with watercolor, or if I am painting in like a sketchbook or art journal like this here, which is from Milan Art Institute, or I think it's milanartstore.com, something like that. It's beautiful. But here's like a quick look at what I've been doing. Anyways, so yeah, this is where I sit, paint with watercolor, or in here. I have this thing here that I put my phone in and like film reels with. And then I have this light here that I use a lot to help with my videos, to make the lighting better, and also just to see my artwork better. And also I will link a lot of like everything I use in my art studio in the description of this video if you want to check it out on Amazon or even Blick. I have some links at Blick. Anyways, and then over here we have this calic shelf from IKEA. I have an older sunflower painting up there, and this cool light from IKEA. I have like some prints in here, so there are prints, some smaller original watercolor paintings and whatnot. And then I have my watercolor sketchbook, as well as some watercolor paintings here. And these are color cubes. So if you Google color cube, then you'll find what these are. They're basically like lots of different color palettes, which is really helpful for artwork. And here I have some sketchbooks, some paper, and then this is a flower press that my mother-in-law got me, which I can't wait to use. And then like another flower press down here, which I think would be really cool to incorporate into my artwork somehow. And here I have gouache, and then in here I have some older art prints that I won't get out. And then in these here I have some packing supplies. And then I have a philodendron, I think that's how you say it, a philodendron plant, and one of my paintings. And this mirror here, this mirror is actually, it was my grandmother's mirror, so that's where I got it from. And then my closet, which is a total mess. Trust me, you don't want to see it. I almost forgot to show you this compartment here, so let's do that. So here are some plants up there, and then in here, I mean, this is probably not very interesting, but I have some oil painting supplies, so I use these jars a lot to clean my brushes. I have some easels, and then this is like drawing supplies like charcoal and graphite. And I have these butterflies that I really want to hang up in my art space, but I just haven't gotten the chance yet. And then in here I have my light pad that I use to transfer outlines onto my watercolor paper. I have watercolor pencils, I have graphite transfer paper, some sketchbooks, and colored pencils. Random packing supplies. This is like some tech stuff, so I have tripod stuff and all that. And then down here, these were my grandma's painting supplies that I inherited. So I have some of her old paints and brushes. So yeah. That you found this video fun and inspiring for your own space. Comment down below, what is your favorite thing about your art space? Or what do you find inspiring in an artist's studio? I'd love to know. If you enjoyed this video, you might like past studio tours linked down below, as well as my most recent studio makeover. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!